Hello. Today we are starting a six-part series on system administration, actually the installation and configuration of ERPNext version 14 on Ubuntu 22 plus. That's what we are going to do, and the related things like uh, first one will cover the basic configuration with some theory, so you can some theory and the steps to verify the installation and that kind of things. It's pretty basics, but we will try to explain as much as possible. And then on the second part will be how to put it on the production mode, basically Nginx configuration and the supervisor configuration. So and put it in a big environment, so multiple person people can use the ERPNext 14. And then we will on the third session we will do Let's Encrypt because it's the most popular SSL certificates nowadays and it's free also. So we'll cover it, and we will try to explain DNS and certboards, HTTPS, how it's functioning, and certificates. A little bit theory. Also, that's also important for you guys to understand. Then, multiple installation on single server, like multiple instances, multiple sites. You can run multiple sites, or you can run separate TCP ports or on separate DNS server. How to configure multiple sites and give it to, you know, if you want to give it to multiple companies, whatever. Then post-installation tasks like cron, email setup, and backup setup. Like we will do some Google Drive backup, Google email, SendGrid or something, or whatever way you want to send a email domain, and then secure your server on multiple levels. Like it's most important now because single uh, way of securing server it's not enough because a lot of attacks, lot of bad people out there on the internet. So you will have on cloud and then Linux and the Frappe levels how to secure it. So we will straight away going to this video will cover one, and subsequent releases you just subscribe our YouTube channel. So whenever we are giving this other videos, you will get a notification, or you can follow us on Twitter, or you can send us mail to training@erpgulf.com. Then this is just we put a document, and the document is there. It's actually for ERPNext 14. Uh, it can work on 20 plus. I mean Ubuntu 20 plus. The reason, the only thing is you need to have a Python 3.10 and Node 16. So if you cannot upgrade, because upgrading Ubuntu in some servers, if you have some, mm, I mean, you are on server, some VMware, some of them you have it in on Hyper-V, and some of you have it on certain clouds, that it's not easy for you to upgrade from Ubuntu 20 to 22. So you don't need to, it's not mandatory to have it. So only thing is you need to upgrade Python and Node, and we have a document that explains how to prepare an Ubuntu server 20 for installing or upgrading to version 14. So that document is there on our site. This is the URL. I'll try to put on the show note also. So you can do that. I mean, again, I'm repeating, you don't need to have 22 Ubuntu 22. You can do it on 20. So now what we will do, we have the document here. So where's the document? So here we have the document. So this document, our session will be based on this document. The URL here, you can note down, or you can go to our ERPGulf site, and on article pages you can see this. You can see, and we'll give you the link there. So this is the link. So now I will open a fresh Ubuntu session. This is my Mac, and I'm just logging into a fresh one with the root passwords. And I'm taking the first step, that is basically update, and I'm just doing the update, and I will do a restart. So okay, I'm just restarting, rebooting the server. That's I just doing by init command. Then after that, I have made the update on Ubuntu and I restarted that. That's pretty basic. And we have certain software, certain packages, Python packages that we need to do it to work. So we will install Python 10 in development mode, Python setup, and Python peep, and these utils, whatever you see. And this one is actually for generating PDF that you can see. I'll tell you how to check all of these are properly installed or not. This is these are development tools. So I'll just, and there is a Python environment. This is very important because we have explained before in a past video how the Python environment. So I'll just copy this whole command, and it just rebooted. So I'll just restart. Not yet. Pasting the commands, the full lines here. May take some time. I mean, so I'll copy the next one, that is Python environment, and after that I will tell you how to check the installations are done properly. First we will check the Python. You don't need a restart after this. So what we need basically, we need for version 14, you need Python 3.10, pip 22 plus, node 16 plus, npm, yarn, and node SAS. Actually, this npm and yarn, etc. are package managers. It's not specific requirement for ERP, but if you want to install the other things, you need to have it. So it will not work if you don't have all of this. And so just note down, this is 3.10. I mean, when I say 3.10, in the future it will come something like 3.11 or something. We don't update the video, we update the document. So if you are watching the video maybe after 6 months or something, I mean, it maybe you will get the, you need to go for the latest, and we very frequently update the document here. And whatever issue that you are facing, because our viewers or our readers, they send us mail, and they send us comments saying there is an issue with this document, there is some changes, so we update the document. So don't fully trust the video, look at the document. So we always update that. So once you have done that step, and we are checking Python version, this is the command for checking for Python version. So see, you can check Python version here. You can see it here, Python version 3.10.4. This is enough for us. Anything more the top of 3.10 will be enough for us. But when you look at here Python version, you see Python command not found. Actually, what we can do in this case, it's not important, but what we can do, there is a package called in Ubuntu, Python is Python 3. So it basically saying if you type Python, it should display Python 3. I mean, whichever inside the program, because sometimes some scripts and all it says it simply use Python, so it will go to Python 3. So if you check now, Python 3 also give the Python and Python 3 both will same output, that is 3.1. Then after that, this is the test method. I put it here. You can just use that. Then we will go for node installation. You know, this is something we ERPNext use node. Okay, ERPNext use Python, node, JavaScript on the front end. And it's actually used more than that. There are many packages using like Jinja, something like. But basically, Python, we need to have Node and Python to run it, and the version it's 16 for Node and 3.10 for this. Without this, the core it will not work, and JavaScript anyway it will be there. So next one, I will install Node. This is Node. Okay. This is actually the kernel. You, of course, if you are a Linux guy, you know how to use kernel, because actually, if you really want to use system troubles, I mean, it's not, you can take some document and just enter all these commands and make it working. But the moment you stuck somewhere, if you don't know what exactly that you are doing, it will be hard to troubleshoot. That's why always I tell my students to say, you know, I'm not asking you to learn all the theory behind Linux and all, but at least the basic stuff like how it is pulling the data. It's actually, if you see it here, this one what actually doing. I'll just show it because if you are not in a hurry. So here, if you can see, it's it's the entire node is here on a gate, and this command, this curl command, basically pulling that. And the next one we will just install node.js and readyserver. And you know what readyserver do? I will explain that in the next video. I will explain that, because in the production mode, why how it's happening, I'll give you some type of theory how uh, G Unicorn works, how readyserver works, and how Nginx works, and how supervisor works. I will give you that. But right now we are installing the readyserver also. And this cron and git, it's generally there on the Linux, but we generally take the very very basic and build a very basic Ubuntu version and build on it. So sometimes cron and git not there, so just do that. So now we'll go for the test. I have written here, you need, so how you do the test, I have just written here. See here, I have written over here, and in the document also how it is, what exactly, you can take a screenshot of that, what's the output is coming like that. So you need to test Python, pip, node, npm, yarn, node, all of this. Okay. So here in this stage, we can check what is node version. Node, almost all of the things that you can just type here version, node version. That is, if you see it here, this node, almost every command it's accepting minus minus version. I mean hash version. So this is like 6.2. Except Python. Python also accepting Python, but on the Python we generally type it like a capital V. Uh, Open, I think Python also accept that. So now I will take another one. Node. Node, we tested that node already having 16.7. So node is safe. Then I will put pip version. So it's 22.2 on top of Python 3.1. That's correct. Actually, I put it here in the document also. It's the node pip and npm. So we need npm because if all of it's not working, then it's going to fail. It's going to be your installation going to be fail. So all of it should be there. So npm version is there. Then yarn version. Oh, yarn we have it installed. Yarn yet and nodes as we have it installed. So we will go back to the documents here. npm I am installing. npm is not package manager. If you are familiar with the word and don't know what's that, it's actually a package manager for Node. So I installed that. Now, so when you are installing it, it will actually say there is a latest version 19.1 or so. I put it in the document 19.1, but it's a very regularly updating software. So when you're watching this video, probably it is a latest one. So it is written over here which one is the latest. So here it's written here which one is the worst. So you can just copy that command, just copy this command and paste it here. So it will install the latest npm. No, okay. So if I type npm version, it is latest. Okay. So this is 9.1. Now I'll do MariaDB, that is MySQL. We generally say MySQL, but it's now it's MariaDB. So I'm installing that. So this is the main database. Of course, all of you know that. It's the main database that we keep all the data out there. And we need to do some settings. MariaDB version, we can, I mean, if it's properly installed, it will show that. That's fine. It's version 15.1, distribution 10.6. So there is something called MySQL secure installation. This command we run. To be frank with you, this is actually making MySQL less secure instead of secure. This is, we need to access the MySQL from proper framework using Python and Node. We want to access directly MariaDB. So the basic setup, the fundamental setup of the MySQL, it will not work by default. So we need to do some setting here. So when you do MySQL secure installation and enter current password for the root, we don't have it. We have it set up until now. So it asks you switch to Unix socket authentication. Then no. Okay. And do you want to set a root password? Yes, you set a root password. A complicated password, but don't forget the password. Okay. Now remove anonymous users. Yes, because it it's better for the security. And login remotely. Uh, yes, you know why? Because you the people logging to the server from outside, they don't need directly logging to the MySQL. MySQL will be accessed by Frappe framework that is inside the same server. So you don't need a remote access for uh, MySQL, I mean MariaDB. So remove the test database, yes, because the hackers know what is the test database. and reload the privilege table. Yes, yes. And now that part is done. And there is some special format that there is some requirement for Frappe framework to the file format and all. The file format should be Barracuda and Hans. I mean, this is character set. This is very important. If you are not doing this part, the it may succeed. Your installation may succeed, but you will face several problems, tremendous issues when you actually start working on it. So this part is very important. This part is very important. So you just go to this file. I mean, you create a file. This file is normally not there. So it is, you just copy it. And if you are using, I'm using VIM editor. I'm an old school Linux guy. So you can use your own editor and add these lines. Add these lines. Okay. Add these lines here. So this is actually all the MySQL and MySQL things I added here. Okay. Then after that, if you want to take that effect, you can just put either service restart or syscontrol restart, and it will be accessed. If you want to know whether it is there, MySQL and put u root -p with the command. So okay, so you can enter into that. This is the best method of testing whether MySQL is actually there. So this is the command MySQL u is actually u minus u root is actually we're saying that you log in with root, and then minus p means that we are basically saying that we will give a password after this command. I'll repeat the command if you want. Just put it here, MySQL u root, then and if you want to know the database and all, there are commands for internet. Uh, there are so many help sites that you can get the information. This is saying show databases. It will give you the databases that already have. We will create a database for each site. Whenever we are creating a Frappe site or ERPNext site, we will create our own database. That process will come. Now this is the default one. I'm just out. Okay. So Control D, it will come out of that. Now this is the another part. This part we are entering into another part. The thing is, you cannot install ERPNext in root. You cannot do that. Installing root into I mean in the root username, no, you cannot. I mean most of the software you cannot, and it's even it can, you should not, because that's very weak for security. Then we are using a username, that's ERPGulf. It's a username, and when we create this username, there are something we need to give to this username. That is, one thing is we need to give sudo permission for this, because we run some sudo commands. And here you can see, can you see that? This actually some installation we have done on the local bin, and this is not in the path. I will show you that pathing. I will show that. So I'll just add this user. This is the user add command for Ubuntu. Just adding it. Okay, I added. This is just simply adding, and this is I'm setting a password for that user. The username is ERPGulf. Okay, I just added a password. Then this user mode minus ag, this it is if you know the wheels command in the past, where if you are using centers and all, that's the same command here. So I made it, create the group and made it into a sudo. Then This command details, you can get it on internet. I'm not wasting time on that. Then I will actually go into that. You can see the prompt color change into a darker green. You can see that. So we are into that. Now you can see I add a path. If you want to see the current path in a Unix, what you can do, cat path. This is the path. This cat path command will give you current path of particular user. This user has all of this path. Okay. But some of our softwares, some of our packages that we have installed it on this folder, dot local slash bin. Dot local slash bin is not here in this root. So something that you are trying to do, it will fail. What? Because that path is not there. So this is the command. Actually, it is saying path is equal to path plus. I mean this column is saying plus. So the existing path plus this location is also there. So what you need to do, you need to go to here. We use your own editor again, and here on the top or any place that you just do what you can do, this path, and put this. Maybe some other path in the future it will come, but I just put this here. It is enough for now. And this is actually this it it to take effect of what we have just done. So see here, it's not taken effect. So when I put source this one, it takes effect. You can see it the difference. This is the first path. Now this path is also added to that. This path is also added to that. So that's the thing. And in future, if you see any more path, you need to put it in this particular user. Just add it here. Just add it here, and run this command. So that's the. I mean, a lot of installations. People say that this user thing. I start with this user thing. So I just wanted to explain that. And this is actually, I think, a repetition. Document I've got it. But anyway, there is no harm of that. Then we make a folder inside the OPT folder. That is, oh, it's sudo command will ask for a password. Just a moment. Okay, now we have created a folder OPT bench. Okay, we need to make something. We need to make this user ERPGulf is the owner of this particular folder because we do a hell lot of things on that. And we go to that folder, ready basic command, and we install nodes as there. So this node SAS and all, if it's not done, it will be a big problem. So before we left yarn command, right? So I check yarn is installed properly. Yes, it's installed properly. And about the node SAS, because many of the installation fails because this node SAS is properly not installed. So I just, if you want to verify that, use this command. So verify it. If it's not there, just don't proceed. Repeat the steps or send us email, contact us on the Twitter or on the YouTube command. We will help you to sort it out because this node SAS is very important. If it's not installed, your installation is not going to finish, and you will face a lot of problem. So this, when you are saying that this node SAS version, you will see node SAS, okay, and you will see libsas. This both will be there, and it has to be there. Now we will check pip version. P3 version, that is also, I noted here in the bracket, this 22 is the version now. It may, in the document, you may see it, and the pip also we check. Actually, it will generally it use pip3, but we make sure that PP is also working. Now, finally, on this folder, we finally reach something actually frappe, because this is the first time. This command is the first time that we are going into frappe. Until now, we have done all the server preparations. Everything was related to server preparation. Here, the first time we are starting something to do with frappe. Okay, so this commands will do the frappe. So now I will run this command and let's see what happens. Check the folders, because this bench folder and this frappe bench is the one we will use extensively in the future. So, and I am doing this. This is the frappe version 14. Oh, oh, okay. I'm doing the setting up environment. You see, this is the Python. This there. I'll show you where is that Python environment, because it's very important. There is something you need to do, because Python, it's running, it can create its own isolated environment and run whatever they want. If you have multiple programs, it can create its own environments, because because of the security, the code safety, and everything. The one of the major reason for the Python popularity is the environment it's creating. So you can see it here, it's creating environment, and I'll show you how to reach into that environment. It's not part of the step, but I'll just show you how you are doing it. Takes time. Okay, it's done. What I promised you was, if you go to this Frappe bench and if you see it here, there is a folder called env. Can you see that? Env. It is the environment. If you are upgrading from 13 to 14, I have done another video that there you can see how to handle this. But here I'll tell you that there is some command called source env in activate. So if you reach it here, you can run anything on this particular environment, but Frappe itself will take care of it. So you can do that, but it's altogether Python environment altogether is a different session. So, but this command, it should run. This command will reach into a Python environment. So that part we have done, and I have already there in Frappe bench. This is just then then I will just do a bench start. Bench start, it will start one one instance. So you can see it here on which port it's starting up. Here it see you are there on this port, you are available. Your Frappe is available on this port. I'll just try to run it here. Not found. You know why this not found is coming? First time when you're doing it, if you directly type it there, it will come not found, because we haven't created a site or anything. We just started it. And but if you want to check it, not found, it will come. Also, I'm going to another terminal. This terminal is this terminal. If I go there, this is my public IP, and type 8,000. It will open the port. Telnet, because I know you must be laughing, saying that why these basic things that I'm explaining, because uh, you know some of our guys, they need that type. I mean, if you know all of these things, just bear with me, because few of us might not know. So here, this if you get not found, then just Control C. That means everything is okay. If you say not found, Nothing to worry. Everything is okay. Do once you do this new bench, okay, a new site. Once you create a new site, I'm just creating v14. I'm creating a new site. Once we create a new site, it will come there. By the way, when you're creating new site, you can mention database name. So in the MySQL, you can see a proper name like your site name or something. You can put my DB name as an option and put it there. I just forgot to put it there. I normally do that because when I'm creating many sites and it is there, I'll show you where it's displayed. But it's good practice to do a DB name when you're creating a site. I'll show you that where is the DB name. We put a password, that is the first password. Here, if you go to site folder, you can now see a site we have just created, and you can see site configuration. I'll explain you in the next video of the site. Here you can see the DB name is created. It is a junk name. So if you have put a DB name option there with a proper name, it would appear there. And if you want to see MySQL, whether it's created or not, MySQL, MySU root. So here show databases. You can see it here, the database just created. Okay. The database you can access like bench, the site name, the there's a command for that. You don't need to go through. Oh, sorry, I got the wrong spelling. That's why I saw the message came. Okay, if you put it like this, it will directly come inside. I don't know what site name bench. It should be that MariaDB bench site name. I don't have it. Okay, I'll just correct it. Then you bench. Okay, bench site. Okay, it is site only, no site name. So it will directly enter into your database. If you want to see the tables and all, you can just see the tables and all. That's just a side note. It's not part of the installation. So now we need to get app. We already have the site. This is here we have created the site. We need to get the get app, that is ERPNext. You want to get it, and the payment, because now in the new version, the payments and the assets and everything, it's separate, not part of a monolith. So we need to install payment, and then we will install it on the ERPNext. Let's see. So next is installed, and then payments, payment app, that also let me install it. Now we have installed. It's get app. It's not actually installing anything. It's just pulling it. Then after that, we will install it on this particular site. You need to mention the site. The site that we have created. So now it will install the ERPNext on that site, that particular site, and you. This is pretty much everything that we are doing in the first video. done. Now it should be, if you start bench, then we must get ERPNext there. Let's see here. Here it's coming where you get it. So I'll just so now when we go there, let's finish. So, uh, sorry for that. Actually, I should not use it here, the IP address. Here I will use the domain name because the site name is same. I'll explain you in the next video. So here you can just go there and access it, and it will ask for the basic stuffs, what to do. I mean, your country and the details, everything. So I'm not going there. So this is the site that you have now. Okay, so this pretty much we plan to cover today. So if you face any problem while you are doing the installation, so please send email to training@erpgulf.com or just comment on the YouTube. So next one will be ERPNext 14, NGNX, and the supervisor installation. And the next, I mean the third one will be Let's Encrypt. So when you finish the 3 videos, you will have a decent production site. So just subscribe our channel. So we will when you are updating, you will get a notification. Thanks for watching, and we will meet in the next video, number 2. Thank you.